Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering this common question that I've been getting from a lot of people. I don't know if it's because it's almost summer and everyone has the same concern, but a lot of people are asking me that if you apply at Publix, if they drug test you. Now, the answer to this, just straight up, is yes. Some people are like, oh, I'm 14, oh, I'm 15. They're not going to drug test a minor. They definitely are going to drug test you. You cannot get hired in the company unless they drug test you. They don't want an associate who's on drugs, okay? It doesn't matter your age. If they're willing to hire you, they want to know that you're like not on drugs. Now, the way they drug test you, some people were like, do you pee in a cup? Can I have someone else pee in the cup for me? No, they're gonna cotton swab you in the office during the acceptance period. So like after you do your interview and everything and you get hired, they're gonna like drug test you probably like the next day. So you will definitely not be able to kind of like get away with it because they're gonna stick a cotton swab in your mouth, so you can't have someone else do it, and they're not gonna have you go do it in the bathroom where you can just switch it out. Like, you're doing it right in front of them. So this does not matter your age or what you do. I mean, you're gonna get drug tested, and if you're doing these things on the side, it's gonna be known. I would definitely say don't risk it. If they're giving you the opportunity to get hired and now you fail the drug test, like, you did all that work for nothing. So please, like, I mean, it's completely up to you. It's your job at the end of the day, but I would strongly suggest, like, stay away from it. Get inside the company. Now, some people also have the misconception, like, okay, once I get inside the company, it's time to get lit, because I've been, not lit for the last month or so just to, pass the drug test. They are entitled to drug test you whenever they want. So I know some kids at my store, I've talked about this a few times. I work in a small store. It's a neighborhood Publix, and we're just kind of like off to the side. A lot of the baggers who work there are around my age, 18, 19, 20, 21, and they, they be doing their teenager stuff. And honestly, guys, like, they can drug test you whenever they want. And if you fail it, you're done. Like, you're out the company and it's going on your record, and you're probably gonna have trouble getting into a different company when that goes on your record. Now, there was like this one boy one time who came with his eyes super, super red to work. And it wasn't because he was tired. And I think one of the managers said something like, we are gonna, and he went home early. He was like, I need to go home early because I'm not feeling good. He knew what he was going to get himself into, and he knew he was going to get thrown out. So please, like, I'm not telling y'all to do anything. Like, I would never encourage nothing like that. But anything that you guys do that maybe you think your managers wouldn't be proud of, please don't bring it into work. So, like, if you go out drinking the night before, which technically is legal if you're over 21, don't come to work the next day if you're gonna be hungover. Plan out when you're gonna go drinking. Go drinking, and if you plan on getting drunk, which I don't suggest either, but if you plan on, having a little bit of fun, try to make it on a day where you don't work the next day, because your workplace shouldn't be where you're bringing in, a version of yourself that your mom wouldn't be proud of or you wouldn't be proud of. If you wanna act like, sloppy, do it on your own time. Don't do it in a workplace. Why? Because you're in a professional environment. There's a time and place for everything, and I get it. I don't do those things. Like, I don't do drugs. I've never smoked, tree or anything. Drinking is a little bit more common in my family, but I've never like gotten tipsy, gotten drunk, none of that. But still, there's, like I said, a time and place for everything. If you're in a professional environment, don't do it. Why? Because not only are you not looking cool, because I know there's some people who think they look cool because they do stuff like that. You don't look cool, especially at a workplace. You don't look cool, okay? And second of all, you're ruining a lot of other opportunities for yourself. You might just think that, like, oh, they're just gonna send me home, suspend me? Oh, what's the worst? Fire me? I'll go get another job. You are closing so many other doors for yourself because of that. So, like, if you're gonna do it, just don't do anything that's gonna affect your work stuff, because if you do get fired, it's gonna be hard for you to get hired somewhere else because you're getting fired for something that is illegal. And they might even call the cops. I mean, honestly, these big companies are entitled to a lot. Whether they do it or not is completely up to the manager. But when I tell y'all are gonna get some managers that do not care if you get in trouble. And like, you might think they're your friends and they do not care. I thought he was like a very cool guy. He helped me when I first started working at Publix and stuff like that. I've seen him get arrested right in front of my face, right inside the store, okay? So I was like super in shock and stuff. They will sit there and watch you and let you, you know, keep thinking that you're not gonna get caught. They might let it slide the first and second time and you're thinking like, all right, they're not gonna drug test me. They haven't drug tested me and my eyes have been red for the last 2 months. And boom, when you least expect it, here comes like the FBI and stuff. And like, I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not ODing it. I know some of y'all might think, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. She's just never done it. She's just against it. She's this. It's not that, guys. It's that I have seen this go down the wrong path. And like, I don't cap on my channel. I keep it real and raw with y'all. And when I'm telling you guys, like, this dude was messing up and the managers knew he was messing up and they were waiting for him to keep messing up so that it could be like a bigger case. And then the police came and it's like, you're arrested and you're fired right in front of me. And it was like my first month of working there. So I'm telling you guys, one of the pros of working in a small store where things aren't so desirable, I've said it in other videos, you know, I think this store definitely has prepared me to be grateful for when I do go into a bigger, more professional store, because I feel like a lot of the managers I've had, a lot of the coworkers I have are very unprofessional, but this has prepared me because that was definitely like a, oh my gosh, like what? Like what just happened? So please guys, be mindful of the things that you do. If you're gonna do something, there's a time and there's a place. Don't risk your job because you're not just risking this company. You're risking multiple companies because the company is less likely to hire you when they know you're doing this foolery on the clock. It's different for you to get fired because, you know, you had an outburst with a coworker or because you weren't showing up. I mean, even though those things are bad, you're not breaking the law. It's different when you're breaking the law and then now it's kind of like, do we want to hire a criminal or do we rather not? And big companies have so many applicants that they're like, do we really need to risk hiring a criminal who will probably repeat the same behavior? Anyone ever think of that one? So please guys, like if you work hard into getting into a company and you're doing good in the company and this company offers you good benefits like this company does, don't risk it over like a fun night or a few drinks or whatever it is that y'all do on your time off. Like I said, they can drug test you whenever they want. And they're not drug testing you where you can kind of like sabotage, I guess, or kind of like manipulate the situation, have someone else pee in the cup for you, have someone else take their saliva. I mean, you can't. Like, it's just like the manager or a few managers, you, the cotton swab, and it's like, stick it in your mouth. And then what? Like, what are you gonna do? Oh, I wanna go home now. You didn't say you wanted to go home earlier. So like, you're gonna set yourself up for failure if you do something like that. So just like keep it mindful, like it doesn't matter what your age is. If you're getting hired in this company, you're gonna get the same, like you're gonna have to meet the same requirements everyone else met. You're gonna get drug tested. You're gonna have to go through the orientation. You're gonna have to go through your CBTs. You're gonna get your evaluations. Like you're gonna go through the same exact stuff, whether you're underage, overage, it does not matter. And in regards to, okay, all hell loose when I'm in the company. All hell loose. Now is the time where you need to prove yourself. Because then they can drug test you and fire you, which is like worse than if they never hired you. Because at least if they never hired you, in your record, it's not going to say fired. But once you're already hired and then they find out these things, that's it. And I would not suggest you post it, especially if like your recent coworkers started following you. Why? Because coworkers can a lot of times be snitches. Like I said, I do not at all think that a lot of these Publixes are like the one I have. I've been put in a lot of uncomfortable situations because the Publix I have, we get a lot of like managers that aren't, you know, they need training in a small store because obviously they weren't doing that good in a bigger store. But when I tell you, these coworkers will snitch on you. So I'm not trying to be, I guess, paranoid. I'm not trying to be, you know, like a mom, even though I do get that a lot. But I'm just trying to really like prepare y'all for success type stuff. Like some of you guys don't think about it because you think it's cool to post these things, and I get it. I've been there too, you know, where you think it's cool to post your car and you think it's cool to post what you're doing. And like, I post a lot of stuff because obviously I do YouTube. When I tell y'all, if you're gonna post these illegal things, you better watch who's on your page, okay? Because even forget about the coworkers, just bigger people, like bigger people who can get you into actual trouble. They could be lurking on your page. And when I tell y'all, like, this one girl called out from my job one day, and this girl from my work, I don't talk to her because she tried to get into some stuff with me either. She tried to come at me for some of my videos as well, but she snitched on that girl who called out and was like, well, she called out and said she was sick, but she doesn't look sick to me. And she pulled up the girl's Snapchat and showed that the girl was at the beach. And like, obviously you think that these managers don't notice that you're probably not sick and you're just calling out sick, but it's just the fact that you would go out of your way to like try to snitch on your coworker. You know, like, people just like that snitch stuff is just so, it boils my blood. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's not even your business. Like, why do you care? So I've had a few people try to snitch on me. I've never called out or anything, or been like, oh, I'm sick, and then like not actually be sick. Like, I'll dead ass tell the truth, or I'll schedule my days off in advance. But I would just not put myself to be in a position where I'm like telling on somebody else, or like, come on, we're grown, we got better stuff to do. But these people will go through your page. I mean, my page is on public. Why? Because of my YouTube stuff. These girls saw that I do YouTube videos about Publix. Oh, sir, I think Patricia's violating, you know, I don't know what it was that I was violating, but they said something like that, and it was just all an L because the bigger managers were like, what is she violating? So these coworkers though will snitch, and then technically, since you are doing something wrong, you can't even be like, oh, you're such a snitch. Yeah, they are snitches, but like, you know, you're doing it wrong too, so you're gonna get into the same trouble. So honestly, guys, I just wanted to cover that. Like, I mean, I don't want to go into so much detail because at the end of the day, it's like standard knowledge. Do they drug test you? Yes. Can they drug test you whenever they want? Yes. Will you get fired if you fail? Yes. So don't do it, or at least plan accordingly. There's a time and there's a place. Don't put your job at risk. Remember, in a professional setting, in a professional work environment, you're not just trying to be good for your managers. You're trying to be good for the customers as well, because guess what? That customer could be this mega big owner of a huge company, and if he likes the way you work, he might be like, hey, come work in my company. And who knows if you move up quicker there, get more money there. So if you're coming to work and you look like, hey guys, you know, like all crazy, you know, the customers are going to be like, oh, hell no, like we do not want him or her in our company. So you're just like folding opportunities for yourself. So just keep that in mind. And with that being said, I'm just going to conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been receiving so much love and support. I appreciate every single one of y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.